Alright, this video is over note 16.3, so this is what you should be doing with me. I understand some of you might not feel the need to not take notes, but I need you following along with me to make sure that you are able to do all of this, because I am going to throw some important things at you, and if you're not paying attention, you will have questions on the assignment that I am answering during these notes. So we're taking words and putting them into an equation. Remember, we are using the cubic function. So y equals x cubed. So problem 1 tells me the graph shifts up 2. So that is the cubic root function plus 2. That shifting up 2 will add 2 to the back of your problem. The midpoint is going to be 0, 2 because I bring the 2 down and there's nothing inside with x. Just like all of this unit, the domain and range are all reals for both. To shift up 2, I go up to a positive 2 on the y-axis. I draw my basic squiggles, so right one, up one, down one, left one, and then make sure that I draw the rest of the graph, even if I don't quite need the rest of the points. So the main thing here is to make sure you start your midpoint at 2, and to make sure that your graph squiggles in is positive. So as you follow from left to right, do you increase? Problem 2, they're asking me to reflect, move right, and up 3. So when I reflect, there's a negative in front. To move right, I use parentheses. Right is a minus 3. I put the cubed in there. Up 4, I'm going to add 4 to the end. My midpoint is the opposite and the same. So we find our midpoint just like we've been finding our vertex since like forever ago. So we start at 3, 4. So it moves to the right 3 and goes up 4. That's my midpoint. From here I use my 1, 1, 1, 1 and I reflect it. So I go right 1, down 1, left 1, up 1. And make sure I draw a squiggly. So note the difference between 1 and 2. One of them is reflected and one of them is not. So make sure your reflections are going down the graph and your not reflections, your plain positives, are going up the graph. Problem 3 is going to go up 1 and left 3. Left goes inside the parentheses and is always the opposite sign. Up 1 is going to add 1. So my midpoint, opposite, same. I start at negative 3, 1. This is a plain one, so right 1, up 1, left 1, down 1. And I make sure to draw my squiggly curve. On the back, we're given graphs and we're asked to write the equations. To start, we're going to describe our shifts. So my midpoint, for these, I find that it's easiest to draw your point at the midpoint so you can determine what's happening. From the vertex, this goes left 2, down 2. We will not have any stretches. And this one is a negative because it is decreasing. Your end part of your graph is going into the negative, so that's how when you're looking at a graph you can identify it. So if it ends negative, it's negative. If it ends positive, it's positive. So to go to the left, I need a plus 2 in parentheses, and then down 2 is a minus 2. Midpoint is opposite, opposite, and then all reals. Problem 5, my end behavior ends positive. My midpoint is right, not there, is right here. So this one goes to the right 3, up 1, and does not stretch because we will not have any stretches here. So right is x minus 3, up 1 is a plus 1. The midpoint is 3, 1, and the domain and range is all reals. Problem 6, my midpoint is up here at negative 4, 4. So left 4, up 4. No stretch or shrink. It ends negative, so it is a negative graph. So I need a negative in front. Did I do that on 3? Oh my gosh. 4. Sorry. Needs a negative. I'm sure Michael was yelling at me for it. We go to the left 4, so x plus 4 cubed, and then up 4 needs a plus 4. My midpoint is negative 4, 4. Domain and range are all reals. Now, it is my expectation that you finish your assignment before you do anything else. As usual, once you are finished with your assignment, then you are free to do whatever you want, and you may listen to music while you are working on your assignment, but I need you to finish that assignment first. A quick note, on assignment 16.3, you need to ignore any stretch or compress you see. So if you see something like this, just ignore the numbers in front and treat it as though it did not have a stretch or compress. Okay? I will see you guys Thursday.